you so much for joining. Last week we had a session on BYOP, Bring Your Own Project. Now this is our second session, which is on ARC, which is Algorand Request to Comment, and we have Meetho sir, uh, who is gonna present this whole topic, and she'll be leading this project. So if you have any questions, anything, you can reach out to Meet. And we also have Stefan from Algorand Foundation. He's a ARC manager at Foundation. He manages all the ARCs. Also, we have Dr. Nikhil Verma from the Algorand Foundation. We have our ambassadors, Akash, Akansha, Maruti, and then we have Mohita. So over to you, Meet. We can start.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mudassir. Hi, this is me. I'm engagement support engineer at Algorand Foundation. I work for the different enterprise projects, and I work as a bridge between the enterprises and the development team. So right in this hack series, I'm leading these ARC use cases. So I think before starting, I really special thank you for the Stefan to join us uh, for our session. And then if any in our meeting, if anyone of you have already worked on our projects or Algorand system, you must know the ARC. But who are beginner or who are just starting with the blockchain, I'll just give the brief about the ARCs. What is ARC? Like ARC is a Algorand request for comments, which are design documents that propose new features and standards or the guidelines for Algorand ecosystem. And they help developers and community to understand and discuss, implement new ideas. Basically, there are three types of ARCs and standard tracks, which gives you standards for the NFT contracts or the ABI methods and all these, which are required for the development. And the meta, which covers processes and changes to the Algorand, how Algorand operates and the ecos related guidelines or the tools, and the informational ARCs. And if you are developer and you want to work, then you should focus on the standard tracks, which are basically focusing on the NFT standards and the ABI specs and the wallet formats. Basically there are if you start when I was thinking about the this webinar, so I was thinking like, should I create the some small presentation or something? Then I said I thought we are the developers. I think we should directly jump to the GitHub repository. So here is the GitHub repository for the ARCs. And this is Algorand Foundation /ARCs, where you will get all the list of the ARCs where you can study that those ARCs. And when you start with the ARC studying, you should read first that 000 ARC 0, where you will get the uh, basic understanding of the ARC, and you will get you will understand the types of ARCs, and there will be statuses for the different ARCs, and based on that you should refer those ARCs while implementing in your use cases. For example, this is ARC3, uh, which is convention for the fungible or non-fungible tokens. So you should check the status before using any ARC in your use cases. It should be final or the last call, which is accepted or approved, which can be used in your use cases. So, and while also you can check the category and the subcategory of those ARCs. So yeah, this is actually very basics of the ARC, but you can try different whenever last week we were discussing the uh, bring your own project, and most of the projects were related to RWA, like real world assets. And in those applications the tokens are very important. Like we in Algorand we call it ASA, that is Algorand standard asset. So these are very important. So there are different ARCs which are related to those tokens standards, or NFT standards, or the fungible token standard. So you should go through all these ARCs, refer them, and use according to your use cases. Like personally, I like ARC 19, which is mutable ARC, like not ARC templating of NFTAC URL for mutability. Like in Algorand, like in blockchain, we said everything is immutable, but in the token there are four addresses, that is manager address, clawback, reserve, and freeze address, which are mutable in this token. So we can use those addresses to make NFT mutable. I find this very fascinating. So you can create different combinations of these ARCs and create use cases. So I think I'll stop here, and I'll invite Stefan to add more insights to these ARCs, and will he give us more inputs for these use cases and other other.
All right. Thank you for the good introduction. If you allow me, I will share my screen. I will reuse the slide I had for the when was that? For the decipher. So I will reuse some of the slide, and I will present you what's IRC and why they are here, basically. So you should see my screen. Yeah, perfect. So basically, IRC are standards. So I like this picture because usually we have a bunch of standard and we always come up with a new one, and we end up with even more standard. That's what we are trying to avoid. And we want to have as few standards as possible to meet needs for wallet, dApps, or user, client, whoever works on the blockchain. They need to talk with each other. So everything needs to be interoperable. And that's why we have standard on how to use the blockchain. Sure, the blockchain is a free space and you can do whatever you want. But if you do something on your side, nobody will be able to use it. And that's an issue. And that's why we are doing this kind of presentation to say it's really important to follow standard in general. So let me just, so yeah, IRCs are just IDs from someone that have a need in general, and maybe I've discussed with other projects, and this project have also the same need. So they are coming together and say, we have this ID, we are drafting a technical spec, and then we do a bunch of checking. We check that the format is correct. And then we do some review in case we have some technical misunderstanding or technical issue in the draft. After that, after a bunch of discussion, usually it lasts for a few months, we are moving them to either final or living. And now project can start to use them in the wallet or in production in mainnet. And even if a standard is finalized, it does not mean it will be adopted by the community. And otherwise, we also had the other issue, other use case or user, how can I say that? Sometimes some standards are not good, but are adopted by the community. They like to use them, and even if they are not good. So we don't know exactly what will be adopted at the end, but we need to have some clear guideline on how to create them. So here is every arc status you can have. So you have the ID, then from draft to final, deprecated, and etc. It's on GitHub. The ID is usually just a GitHub issue or just a discussion on Discord or wherever. But every other square you can see, draft, studying, and review, living, and etc. are the status you can have on GitHub. So the classic flow is draft, review, last call, and final. I just added the idle state today. In case the status, an arc is final for a few months, but nobody is using it. So we put it in the idle state, and depending of if people will use it or not, it will be deprecated, or it can go back to final if someone wants to use it again. So how do you get involved in this? You can go to the forum. So we have a ARC subcategory in the forum for that. We have the ARC channel on Discord. but you can reach out to me. And the main place will be the GitHub, where you can write issue, discuss PR, and etc. So I will just go through example, the one you shared earlier, the Arc19. So basically, Arc19 allows you to tweak the reserve address of an ISA to link to a different URL or URL. And the URL will point toward metadata of the asset. So if you change the URL, you will change the metadata of the asset, and you can have some mutability inside the asset. We also have this ARC54, for example, if you have some ISA in your wallet and you want to get rid of them, or you have a lot of supply of a token and you want to get rid of them, you can send it to this ASA burning app, which was created by someone that is now in the foundation, so it's a silent rhetoric. The first one, Arc19, was created by NFD, so also an important project inside the ecosystem. So every ISA came from someone working on Algorand. It's not coming from nowhere. Arc59 is now used on the Terra wallet, for example. It's when you want to send something, you want to send the USDC to someone that is not an Algorand. You can say to him, create a wallet on Terra wallet, and you can send ISA to his Arc59 wallet, which is like a vault or a mailbox. And when he has Algo in his wallet, he will be able to retrieve his USDC to his main wallet. So it's kind of a workaround for opt-in, because if you are not familiar with Algorand, you cannot send USDC to a wallet or any ISA to a wallet or a token to a wallet without having him accept saying, I want this token first. So we have this kind of friction. So using this Arc59 wallet, Arc59 vault, you will not face this friction anymore. So it might be useful if you are creating account for users that does not have Algo in their wallet. So that's the explanation I just gave. We have Arc55, for example, that can allow you to do multi-sig signature on chain. You have also some other. Arc58 is not really used for the moment, so I will not talk about it. Arc23 is more for when you create a smart contract, you want people to know how to use it. So you talked earlier about ABI, which stands for Application Binary Interface. It's like API, but for how do we say that? For smart contract. So you will have the list of methods, etc., that will allow you to interact with the smart contract. And with Arc23, you can link the URI where your application JSON explaining how your smart contract works is stored. So it can allow you to give everything directly on your smart contract. Arc60 is not used at the moment, so I will not talk about it. But that was my presentation, really quick. I don't know how much time I have left, but I have a bunch of things to present. So let me know if I take too much time.
No. This was very, very helpful.
Okay.
Can you let us know if there is any older code that we can revamp to our new Python codes, and so where our developers can contribute to our ecosystem or the.
Okay. So just to have the full view of Arc, you will have everything here. So everything that is final here and that don't have a full smart contract written in the last Algorand Python or Algorand TypeScript, I don't know how we call it. We will be happy if we can see some of them implemented in the last version. But you just need to focus on those that are final or living. For example, and a bunch of them don't need smart contract implementation because they are just explanation on how to do something.
Right.
We had a quick example last week. So we had Cosimo who submitted few months ago, this R62, and he just submitted the update of everything in this PR. So it was just it's like this. You create a PR. You say, he didn't say it, but he just said migrate to Utils v3, and then I will review it, and we will be able to merge it. So, for example, we only have Python implementation for this one. So if you want to, you can create the TypeScript one, for example. And I have a bunch of reference implementation for arcs, but I know this one is only on Python. This one is only on Python. This one is only on Python, and is not up to date. We have this one will be updated by Cosimo, so in Python, but not in TypeScript. So we have a bunch of things. So if you want to try to, I don't know how to say that, but be part of this journey, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I will tell you, this one is already under, this one you can work on it, and maybe it will be based on your project. Maybe your project will need to have the last update on something. So maybe it will be best for you to implement it from the get-go in the new and the standard way of writing smart contract on Algorand, and it will be the best way for you to be able to do that. So feel free to reach out to me, and I will be happy to help you.
Thank you. Yeah, Prof. You have a question.
Yes, I actually, thank you, Stefan. Actually, my question was that if, Stefan, we are able to put a list of things which are in, in their current state, whether they are updated or not, and especially for this hackathon, it would immensely help the participants. And Stefan, it would also reduce the to and fro with communication. Of course, we want you to be helping and mentoring and guiding people. But if we are able to kind of, maybe we can work with you to be able to pull out the list and put the current status of what is where, and then that, if that's okay, we can host it in that in the hackathon page side. Is that okay?
You're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It will be quite easy to do because I have the list here and I just know from my head what's needed and where.
Exactly.
So yeah, I can send you a list on what and why there should be working on.
Merci. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Je suis québécois, Stéphane. I was in Quebec. I did my PhD from HEC, so je parle français.
Le français est très bon.
Merci.
So next, we have Satish in our call, who is like last year's DevTrack competition winner, who worked on ARC's 62 backward compatibility deep DApp project. I think, Satish, will you be able to share your experience and how you approached ARCs, how you studied ARC to select ARC 62? Can you share your experience? So other developers will also come to know that how to check the different ARCs and create the use cases for that.
Hello everyone, I'm Satish. So actually last year when DevTrack was announced, I was in search of ideas what to build for the DevTrack. I have a lot of ideas, but wanted to build something useful for the community first. I feel what we build should be used by community, then it's useless. So I have searched for what to build. So I'm pretty active in Discord and search repos in Foundation as well. So I got to know that there is a arc which recently got to the final state, which is arc 62, and I have read about it. What is that arc and what is the importance of the arc? So I feel I have read the section backward compatibility section in that arc file. So why can't we build an app for this so that other users or token managers can uh, make their tokens compatible with Arc62? So this tool, if you build that tool, it would be useful for the community so that everyone can adopt this Arc. So in that thought, I have choose that as a project for DevTrack and build it.
Thank you, Satish. So, anyone of you have any questions or want to discuss your use case? Then please unmute yourself and you can reach out to us. Or if you can't unmute yourself, you can send a message to chat so we can address that. So while we like waiting for the questions from our attendees, so I'll talk about other ARCs that I recently was working and I was going through, and it is ARC 20. Like it is a ARC 20. We call it as a smart ASA, like where the smart contract will control the token. Right now in Algorand we have native token, right? We don't need smart contract to create the token, but in the ARC20, you can create the ASA with the smart contract, and the creation, configuration, or the transfer all will be managed by the smart contract. So if you want to create any use case which is related to if you have many conditions to check before creation of the any token, then you can create nice smart contract where all the conditions all assertions will be checked in the smart contract, and then token will be created and will be transferred to the respective user, or not user, to the account. So you can create such use cases for the different applications. So yeah, but right now the wallet does not support this ARC20, but once if you transfer this token from smart contract to Pera wallet, then the wallet won't be able to transfer, because the smart contract is the like it is controlling that ASA. So yeah, so if you have such use cases, you can build. So like right now in our hack series, we have five different problem statement that bring your own project, this ARC, consent manager, and Algorand assistant, and the NFT API. So anyways, you are going to use some of the ARCs, because you have to check your you have to keep good standards for your applications. So yeah, Prof.
So maybe I think it'll help if we also kind of understand that in this specific track, which is the ARC track, there are two opportunities, right? One opportunity is, which Stefan will, when he gives us the list of the current ARCs and their implementation status, we will be able to kind of do the whatever is the implementation is incomplete or is not in the new V3 that we support or we want to support, we will be able to build that. That is the first piece. So I think that definitely is something which should be encouraging to new developers who are learning to build in Algorand, who just got recent training. They will be able to understand the ARCs and write the equivalent code in either in Python or TypeScript, right? So these are two opportunities. The other thing which I feel is the advanced one is where you are able to propose a new ARC, right? And proposing the new ARC would require you to be slightly more advanced to be able to understand what are the problems we face as developers in the when you're building, and then you create a new ARC to be able to support that problem. Sometimes ARCs are only descriptors, and that should also suffice. So, depending on your level of experience, you could choose to do one or the other.
If you allow me, so as you said, the next step is creating something from scratch. And if you want to do that and know where we are and what we are currently discussing and etc., I will strongly advise you to, so we will rework this page because it was only for Algorand Wide Council, but now it's more Algorand Developer Council. And you can request an invite to this meeting, or if you don't want to attend the meeting, you can just, if you are added to this meeting, I will send the meeting notes, the meeting agenda, so the agenda on what we will discuss and the notes on what we discussed through mail to every member that have been requested an invite to this meeting. They will know exactly what we discussed, what we need and where we want to go. So you will be able to create something from scratch. And also, it's a good place to make yourself known. Most of people who joined the foundation for the last 6 months first came from this meeting. So that's also a good place to start.
Yeah, and in fact, Stefan, I was also a part. I get the invites for that meeting. I went to those, and I could see that developers who want to kind of learn would have champion people over there who are doing such amazing things in the ecosystem. I mean, one of the things that people miss is that we are an open source blockchain platform. This is not a closed system. You have the ability to contribute inside the protocol, around the protocol, and on top of the protocol. And most of the times we end up just thinking we'll make a blockchain dApp and that's it. I'm a blockchain programmer. Playing with the protocol is the real fun. Then is the ARCs, right? Because can go all the way up to cryptography to be able to do work in the consensus mechanism. You could do so many different things, and this could be your door to be able to enter that open ecosystem. There is no closed systems here when we are building things. And as Stefan is mentioning, it's just a good place to go and just listen to all these people, the kind of contribution, the kind of interest that they have. And every time we've been talking about open source, and open source is not a selfless process. Open source is actually a place where you are creating yourself as the brand. So if you are going to put in your best foot in open source, you will be world renowned rather than being working from one multinational company. So I think this is a great opportunity for you to meet the who's in the Algorand ecosystem, and these people are movers and shakers worldwide. So this actually is, I mean, this is not the track that I'm leading, but that doesn't matter. This is a track which I feel gives you a great visibility from the Algorand ecosystem perspective.
Yeah, and just want to add, just after I will leave you. This is also a place where we discuss things that are not only crypto related or blockchain related. You will discuss how to call a website with a wallet. It's just classic encryption, classic cryptography, classic things. So even if you leave the blockchain space at some point, you will learn something from people that have been working in this space for like 20 years. And they were here before blockchain. They will be here, maybe not after blockchain, but they can teach you stuff that are been working for years in other industry too. So that's also a good place to start.
No, so rightly said. And I strongly encourage people who want to invest in yourselves to actually attend this. Don't feel like these people are very experienced. How will I look there? Everybody is very welcoming there. And you go and just read a few of the meeting notes which Stefan releases for the meetings. Get yourself acquainted with what's going to be happening there. You go to those meetings, they're like, the discussions are just amazing. I think it's every Friday. Is that correct, Stefan? Every Friday or every other Friday, right?
It's every Friday at this time. So every Friday at this time.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly where you are, but at this time. Yeah. I will just also share the GitHub link where I store every meeting notes. So you can go through every meeting notes we had for the past years.
Yeah, Meet, I think for our resources, maybe these are things that we should promote. In fact, I mean, as much as I think have a global outlook, when I went there, I was the only Indian in that meeting, which was a bit, so I feel that our developers from India should seriously consider getting there and understanding and learning from everyone. And as Stefan says, yes, blockchain is the centerpiece, but there are many things which revolve around the blockchain and many things that are revolves around the technology, which you will be able to have an exposure of and eventually learn and master.
Yeah. So, thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Stefan. So, any questions for all of us? Or do you have any idea in your mind? You can type here or you can comment here, so we can discuss if you have any question or query.
Actually, I have a question. Can you give us few examples where we can build some modules, open source module, or can we utilize these ARCs and create our own SDK or something? Can you just give us insight where in which direction we should think when we choose this particular track?
So is this question for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking like different way. It is not completely on the smart contract part or the any application part. I was thinking to create one Visual Studio plugin. Like while creating different tokens, there is a big we have to create metadata JSON file for that file that token. So if we create simple plugin where we just put the name of that ARC for that token, and we will get the metadata JSON ready. So we will just put our parameters there and we'll get ready with the functions. So yeah, we can create different. It is my thinking, but you can explore more based on the different ARCs related to tokens mostly. So you can just give the name of the ARC for that, and then that format of the token function and the metadata JSON will be readily available for the developer to create the token. Such kind of plugins can be also created with the for the developer experience to create a developer experience better. Or you can create different examples with the different ARCs, like or combinations of different ARCs. But yeah, you should go through all the ARCs one by one. Yeah, for initially you may not understand all the ARCs because sometimes it's a little difficult to understand if you are beginner. But once you start going through again and again, you will get to know that okay, this combination of ARCs, like in our enterprise projects, we have created combination of ARC 19 and 20. So similarly, you can create different combinations of ARCs and create the applications.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Also, something I want to give you is, depending on what you are building, we have a bunch of standards relating to URI. So, for example, if you use NodeKit, you can you have a QR code that will allow you to create a transaction needed to run your node. And we have a bunch of standards that are just only for URI. It's quite easy to use and to create a real link from the user to the blockchain. So a bunch of them, they are called URI scheme. We just share my screen again, but you will be able to just play with them. It's just URI scheme. Here, it's one I created to allow you to direct a user to an information that is stored on the blockchain. We can think of, in your IFA, you put the URI, this URI field for the URI, and you will have metadata that is stored on the chain, and you will be able to date the metadata somehow, and you will have mutability on NFT. On NFT, just metadata. So you can have a bunch of things, and you can play with this. It's really, really powerful. So I will strongly advise you also to have a look at this. No, sorry, we don't have a record of. We don't have a record for Dev Council meeting. White Council was the name before the Dev Council, so you will be able to have information there. And it started last year on January, so we didn't have meeting before that.
So we can create different functions to get these URI schemes, right? So these can be used in different ways.
Yeah.
And this is
and you can have achieve the same thing as the ARC 19 with this kind of standard. So it can be really because here you can use it and just said, I want to point to this application with this box parameter, and it will give you the metadata, and then you can start your flow with ARC3 or whatever, and you will have mutability inside your IFA. I don't know if someone already tried it because it has been finalized last week, but that's something you can do.
or in the ARC19, there is a some URI. Yeah, as you said, there is a URI scheme. So there sometimes the newcomer or the who is new to cryptography or any such functions, so they can readily use readily functions, so which is already ready. Just pass the parameters, the CID of the IPFS, and give the scheme, and then they will get the URI. Such functions can be easily created.
I think there is a question by someone.
Yeah.
Loophole, no, because usually when we find one, we remove them. So nothing goes to final without loophole, because we take like between 6 months to 2 years to merge something. So it's just a document. So, after this time, we don't usually have loophole, but you can try to find some. But I will not advise you to do that for the moment, because it has been scrutinized by a lot of people before merging them. And but other thing you can do, if you want, is go to the pull request side and see if some of them are interesting to you, because they have been created by people who didn't have the time or maybe the power to find other people interested in them. So if you want to be part of new building arcs, it's a step between creating a one from scratch and working on one that already exists. You can go there and go through them and see if something is interesting to you, and play with it. That's also a good place to start.
And Stefan, do we have something with a soul-based token, any kind of a soul-based token mindset? So as of now in the making?
Yeah,
it's
it
like
has
an
been.
Everybody's talking about it. That's why.
So we have one thing which is tough. As we said, we have IFA. So the soulbound token does not fit the soulbound IFA, because you can always still get rid of your IFA. So it's not soulbound. So we have renamed that. I will need to merge that in the coming days. I renamed concise soulbound IFA to non-transferable IFA. That's the same concept, but an IFA, you will always be able to remove it if you want to, unless you created it and you send it to someone else. So you don't have the choice. But we have in the past, I have created it, but it has been, and we will work on that again. But it has been closed. It was a 77, if I am not mistaken. But we had one, which is maybe not. I don't have the number, but I removed one a few new approach. I think I have it somewhere, but it was.
Okay.
I will find it, but we have one, but only using smart contract.
Only using smart contract.
So
okay.
No ISA.
No. Okay. Yeah, because I mean there are many things, like there is one concept which we were talking about. Like suppose I have an identity token, but then I have to follow a GDPR model, right? Right to be forgotten. And then I have assigned a multi-sig ownership to from a succession planning model. I mean, I'm just thinking way ahead in time, but generally this is going to happen, right? So how can that particular thing be deleted from someone on an assignment base, and how can they claim? It's a very complex model, like something from a GDPR mindset, which actually India is also now adopting. Right to be forgotten is one of the big things, and blockchain somehow kind of does not do so well on right to be forgotten. So if we have the ability to be able to build something on that, to be able to burn a token by somebody who takes ownership on a multi-sig basis through a succession planning. I mean, basically be a smart contract, yeah? So some kind of a smart contract which takes an oracle that person's has passed away, and then the ownership goes to people, and then. But I think it will be more of a token than more of a smart contract application than a smart.
You said it. You said it.
Right.
It's a smart contract, because if you have a smart contract owning everything, it's not an ISA anymore. You have a smart contract
Right.
with a box and an ID, and that's all.
Correct. Correct, correct. We already have the basic structure, but maybe we can use the different ARCs that you have here to be able
I
to
will
build a
reopen
GDPR problem.
the PR. I just need to check where it is, but I created it a while ago. I just need to find where I closed it, because there were at the start we thought that we will be able to use only IFA, but at some point you can always get rid of them. So, and we don't want to trick things by saying you create an IFA, you send it somewhere, and consider it's still yours, because it's not yours anymore. So
right. Yeah, many people are actually are talking about this whole construct of skill based soul-bound tokens, essentially, right? So essentially, I have my skills, and over a period of time, whatever skills I'm acquiring, it is kind of building into my token structure. But I think it will be more than this is your smart contract soul-bound token. So I
it's
think
still
we
open.
can capture
It's still
anything.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's open.
I will add this to the list of things that I want you to maybe have a look at. And
this is nice. I think this is something
so
which
everything
can be
is
looked
here
at.
already.
Okay.
But there is no implementation, nothing. So maybe something you want to work on. And I know MG also want to work on that. If you know MG.
Oh, so MG is there. Okay.
Yeah.
So MG we know very well. Yeah, MG is a good friend. So yeah. Okay, MG would be a great mentor. Anybody who wants to jump into this and work with MG, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even if he's very knowledgeable about everything, he's always kind and really happy to help people. So he's a really nice guy to work with.
Yeah, no, he's a very helpful person, and I think anybody who this is doing a lot of rounds in various avenues. I don't know. Sometimes people, it's just maybe something like fashion. One token comes, everybody wants to get into that. But irrespective of that, since this has a smart contract side to it, also this would be interesting. I feel for people, because I think people are now talking about, I collect through decentralized sources all my different skills, and then I'm able to parse and club it together, and depending on what I want to send to people, I'm able to present. You see, if I have to show you, I have experience in different kinds of blockchain experience. I have give you anecdotes over here. My soul-bound token would be able to parse out my blockchain experience only, and be able to present to Stefan what I have done in blockchain. Yeah. So that ways, you know that, okay, these are the things that he's done. These are the things that he's experienced. So essentially something of that sort, very personal also, but also from a professional perspective. And we can use this also for one thing, Stefan. I'm sorry, I'm just overstepping here. Meet, sorry about that. But soulbound token is actually one of the things that we are looking to do with from grassroots to podium project, where we are looking at sports people. We are trying to collect their sports experience in a decentralized manner, so that even if they played in areas which did not have that kind of visibility, we are able to kind of collect that information, and it would really help sports people. So this smart contract soulbound tokens would be a very interesting thing. Since it's open, I would strongly encourage people to kind of build use cases and discuss with MG and collaborate with Stefan and do a few things. This would be a slightly different kind of a hackathon, but this would be a great one. I feel that whoever gets into this is going to have the best time of their life.
Yes, definitely.
I'm very tempted to jump into this if I had time.
Yeah, and one more suggestion, like if you are visiting this GitHub repository, switch on the notification. You will get all the notification in your email whenever there is any change in the repository. So it will keep you updated in any changes in the ARCs. So any questions? Any other questions? So yeah, this is not the only session we are conducting. You can reach out to us to our LinkedIn or the Twitter profile. If you have any questions, or you can post it on mostly on the Discord. We are creating channel for Hack Series. So you can post your questions there. We are happy to answer there as well. Yeah. If you are feeling shy, you can post your questions in the comment so we can address that.
And Meet, maybe once we kind of put the list out, then people will be able to select.
Right.
Maybe we can just give some more guidance on what are the different paths that people can have. And this would be a collaborative piece, so it will be you want to get into a new ARC, get into an ARC, you want to use existing ARCs, or you want to migrate the ARCs into a new one. So there could be multiple ways that people can participate in this one.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that list will be very helpful. So developers can figure out which use case they want to work here. So I think there is no question. So should we wrap the call?
Sure.
Yeah.
There is one more person. I think there was one more
It's
question that.
yeah, Maruti. Yeah. No, it's from
Oh,
us.
oh no, Sahit.
Saket.
Sahit.
So, Saket, actually, they are recent ABC club. So, our ambassador will reach out to you, Saket, and will help you with how to start with the Algorand and this hack series. Meanwhile, I've shared the Discord link. You can join. And if you have questions, doubt, anything, you can ask your question there. And please follow our AlgoBharat Twitter, LinkedIn, and I shared me Twitter and my Twitter as well. If you have any question, you can directly reach out to us also. And we post everything on AlgoBharat Twitter account and LinkedIn. So feel free to follow because we post everything there for every updates or these sessions and everything. Any questions from you? If you have any questions, we can have 2-3 minutes more. And if not, don't worry, just give it a read. You still have a few days left to submit that form. So give it a read, what track you want to build, and still have doubts, reach out to us. We'll help you make your ideas better, help you guide what you should build. And if you're already building something, we can guide you. This is the right way, or this is how efficient you can do that. So don't worry if you don't have anything to ask now, you can ask it later.
Mudassir, Sahit has had some few questions. I think I addressed them. Sahit, would you like to kind of speak up instead, or could you connect with Mudassir?
I cannot say that message.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I?
please.
Yeah, like
Yes,
my idea is like it's based upon the skill NFTs, which involves SBTs in it. So
Yeah,
is
so
it not possible to work with SBTs on the Algorand platform?
well, that's exactly what we were discussing, right? So the SBT, the smart, that's right, open in the screen right now. So this is a ARC that is up there. So you want to build an application rather than work on the ARC. That's what I wanted to understand. That's why I requested you to come up.
I want to actually build like an application regarding it, like which is similar to LinkedIn where you have all these certificates and stuff.
Yeah. I remember having that discussion with you. Yes. So you see the soulbound token. You might have to use some other ARC to be able to build that, Sahit, for now. So what I would recommend is go and look at the ARC list that we have and see which one of those you could use to build this application. Because since this is the competition, right, the novelty of your solution would speak up. So if you are going to use specifically a soulbound token, that is something in the making right now, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, depending on your need, exactly. You can have the concept of soulbound IFA, so something user have in his wallet and only him can send it back. So you take the example on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I can put a certificate on my profile, but if I want to, I can send it back. I can remove it. So that's more something you want here. It's already final, a last call, but I will finalize it in coming days. So you can use this ISA format. It will be called non-retrievable ISA, and it will do the same thing as a Saltbound token. Because if I want to remove something from my profile, I want to be able to do it. So that's, and you can emit that from an application if you want to, or you can be a custodian of who emits this kind of ISA. It doesn't matter, but you have a way to remove it from your wallet if you want to.
Yeah.
Depending on your need. And if you need a full something that will stay on the wallet, you need to go the smart contract route with this one. This PR is still open.
So this one is still being baked, but 71 should be or could be something which we could possibly use. Yeah. Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you, sir.
Any more question? Anyone? Okay, I think right now no one has questions, so I think we can wrap up this call. So I want to thank Stefan for jumping into the call and like sharing your wisdom with us. So this is very, very helpful for us. And thank you, Dr. Nikhil. As always, you are your guiding light for us. Thank you, Mudassir. And okay, see you again. Post you can submit your expression of interest with us, and then next process will be started soon. Thank you. Thank you.
We need to thank you also for conducting this session. So thank you very much. And of course, to Stefan and Prof, like I fondly call him. And tomorrow we've got Prof's session at 8 p.m. It is Consent Manager in Web3 using India's Aadhaar and DigiLocker infrastructure. So please tune in because this is a very interesting session. And you know, Prof is the go-to for everything. So you really do not want to miss this session at all. So bring in your questions and be there tomorrow at 8 p.m. sharp. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohita, for hosting this. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. See you. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Stéphane. Merci beaucoup.
Avec plaisir. Bye-bye.
À la prochaine.
Yeah. Thank you.